Anything else with Star Yamaha there?
No.
Okay, let's move on to our next one here. Monster Kawi. Team Fried, Jason Andercson, second in points last year. Most wins without a title in history. Everybody's been over that. Worst finish, 21st in Detroit.
When he blew
I
his
think it was
shoulder
Detroit.
No, he blew his head out and fell off.
Yeah,
Well,
that was when. He blew his head
But
off.
didn't he land on his shoulder, though? When he went,
No.
He literally pulled over and stumbled.
I was gonna say, because remember, there was that section that went
finish.
across the stadium, and then the 90 into the finish, and he screwed up that section and then slammed into the ground. Because we were watching it, I was like, "Oh my god, he just died!" And then he stumbled, and I was like, "Dude, did you see that? That's scary." Because I got a little nervous when that
It was
happened.
scary. Like, he was literally arm around shoulder getting walked off.
He was ripping last year, absolutely ripping. Now, what's this year going to look like?
Better.
I think it's going to look even better.
Better.
It's scary that he will be better, but
On the board for title contender, correct?
Better.
100%.
Okay, great. Just wanted to make sure. Did you guys see the video, the Insta banger of him the other day getting sideways, going up that dragon's back or something, like pulling it back, and then he like looks over. He's like, "Did you guys see that?"
Yeah, that was sick.
Wild.
He's gonna
wild.
God, he's gonna be good.
How many wins do you think he gets?
How many did he get last year?
7.
Well, we have another person to talk about later, and if we talk about Eli, it's going to be really hard to divvy up more than that because I think there's only going to be maybe 4, possibly 5 guys that win races. I think 7 again. I think that's a good number.
I'm gonna go with 5.
Okay, well, with him winning races, and if he's even better, he's got another year under the bike, got more
Bike has
development.
not changed.
Bike has not changed, so that's a big plus.
I think Brock Tickle is a really good person in his corner.
They have a good rapport as well.
Yeah, he gets along with everybody around
Yeah.
him. And that's the kind of guy, when he's having fun on his dirt bike, it's all that matters.
Mm-hmm.
So another year on that bike.
And he's
Same
healthy.
thing.
He's healthy.
Married, has a kid on the way.
Just loving life.
Loving life, man. Like,
Home life.
I don't know. He's
Home
gonna be
life.
dangerous. The only thing is, will he tone his aggression back? It got him into a little bit of trouble last year, and I think that's why he didn't win a title. If Mookie wouldn't have taken him out at Daytona.
So there was like a 3-race stint, and they've talked about this on several shows I've listened to this week. There was like a 3-race stint there where he had like the 21st because he crashed and a couple other things, and it cost him like 51 points.
But then he goes off and wins out.
Yeah, wins like the last 3.
And everybody can talk about Eli.
It was literally those 3. Like who was talking about it? Donnie from Moto, I think the other day. There was something with him and like Kellen and somebody else, maybe Weege, and they were talking about it. And he's like, literally, if you go back and you give him even say 5th place points, he wins by like 30 some points last year.
Well, and
like,
up
it's
until
wild.
up until Detroit. And we had talked about this a lot on every show because it was a 2-horse race at that point, and then it ultimately ended up being a 2-horse race. He had Eli's number.
Yeah.
I mean, what was it? Was it Arlington, the Triple Crown, where he catches him, passes him, sits behind him, paces him for a few laps, seeing what he's doing, and then he just pulls the trigger, and then Eli lashed onto him, and he never could make anything happen.
Well,
and I was like, that was the turning point for me. I was like, this was Ando's title to lose, and I know that all the Eli bandwagon people are going to be like, well, he didn't win the title.
Yeah, he didn't.
He didn't win the title, and that's fine. But I truly believe that Ando, had A1 not happen, Ando would have he would have had points to lose after Detroit.
And I think he's got a little bit of a chip on his shoulder. He's like, I want another one. I want another one of these titles, and I want
especially
to feel
because
good
of the
about
shit that everybody, including us,
have
have
talked
given him
about
since 2018.
Yep.
And then he's just like, sorry guys, like I still can do this.
Now let me ask you this: that little run there of 3 races or 4, whatever it was in a row, where he had issues like that, is that a thing like what Tomac turned off last year, where it's like he needed to be like, okay, I'm just going to settle in and get, because Detroit, he was second.
No, well, he was winning.
Eli
Eli passed him, and then he lashed onto him, and then they were just playing follow the leader.
But was that a thing of like he should have just gone, you know what, it's fine, like I'll just take the second?
Should have just chilled on that one.
I also think that track was,
because I don't feel like Jason necessarily has that chill, and we haven't seen that out of Eli until last year either. So,
well, the other thing about Jason too, that these guys, I don't think they don't really know how to ride against it, if that makes sense. And we saw it with Eli. Anytime Eli would make a pass, would catch Jason, pass him in the corner, Jason would know it's coming, up and undercut, pass right back.
he anticipates things.
Racecraft's good. Racecraft's good.
anticipates
Just
things very well.
counterattack
Yes.
good. And those guys don't know how to deal with that. The only person they deal with that with is Barsha, but they're usually on the ground.
Can
so
I
they just stay away from it.
Can I make a comment that will go back years and years that I think that not a lot of people, and it's funny that you bring that up. I think all those years of riding with Marv at the Baker's factory, I think that's where he got that from.
Could be.
Why?
Because Marv, like, he's
Why?
very good at anticipating things. He's one of those guys who gets into on a corners. He squares down right at the entering of the corner. And it's the French thing too. I think all those years of riding with Marv, and I know that Ando and Marv have been over this, don't really like each other or whatever, but I think that he picked up on that kind of stuff because if you go back like early into Jason's 450 career, Jason never really did that stuff.
You know what I think it is? Watching old videos of Stu. Stu was good at that shit. And Jason, here's my theory. Jason had an interview, and he's like, and he was talking, I think it was a gypsy interview or something, and he's like, you know, you have a spotter up there, and he'll tell me what to do and all that. I can't figure it out. But if you got a guy that's sitting there with video, if I can watch the video, I can decipher and figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
I also think Jason's at a point in his career that he, kind of like with Eli, I think he knows who he is, and he's fine with that, where a lot of these other guys, I think that they got a lot of stuff going on in their minds of who they're trying to be. I think that Jason is just fine with who he is, and that goes into the races where he just has this calm. Because when do you ever see Anderson stressed out?
No.
Like, when do you ever see him, like, pissed off outside of that 1 year with Freeze years ago where they got into it in the tunnel?
Honestly, it'll be amazing if he makes it through his career with Kawi here and doesn't get fucking
we know
burnt.
we know where he's going to go.
Yeah, but here's the thing. That's not till 2025, and his deal's up next year. So is he going to do a 1 year deal with Kawi?
I don't
Where
know.
do you think he's going?
Try.
Oh, yeah.
Let's be real.
I'll be honest. There's no such thing as a stupid question. That was fucking dumb.
Triumph. I thought you were talking World Supercross.
No.
Well, he might do that at that point.
I don't know. Anyways. But yeah, Anderson, I think he's just going to be as good as last year. Man, it's scary to think that he could be better.
But I think he will be.
I think he will be. I really do.
Yeah, we'll see.
Because that's the thing. He hadn't been on a Kawasaki since his amateur career. Since his amateur, what was it, 2011, 2010? So that.
Another thing to point out too, his starts were there.
Yeah.
Jason's notoriously been a shitty starter. And they got that figured out.
Yeah, when he won his title,
Yeah.
what did he get? Like 3 starts that entire year?
Something like that.
Yeah. So yeah, he's gonna be really good.
Okay, moving on to the next Monster
boy.
Kawi guy here.
Oh boy.
Dude, hey, I don't know if you looked at the notes. I got lots of question marks here.
Oh Jesus, you should.
AC,
Should have question marks right
I mean,
through
you
his
go
name.
first, and then we'll all...
2 races last year. A1, 11th,
All right, let me
Oakland,
put up my
12th.
chair.
Did anybody listen
Fire
to
it
the
off.
anybody
Start.
listen to the interview he did with Pulp?
No.
That's on my note thing, so keep it real. Keep it rolling. What do you got?
Wasn't upbeat
Did he
AC.
talk about an injury?
So they talked about
Fill our guy in here. Fill our listeners
I
in
know,
as
because
well.
he's Mr. Motocross, but he doesn't listen to anything.
I don't like Steve.
Okay, you
don't
don't
like
have
AC.
to like Steve. Do you like information so you can talk about it?
Nah, it's
not
fine.
sound like a fucking moron.
I don't
Listen,
sound
you
like
might
a
not
moron.
be able to like Steve or whatever, but you got to respect him.
I'll listen to Michael Lindsay. That's about it. And Jace.
Anyway, the interview he did with Steve was not upbeat, and I've only listened to the part about the retirement thing, the YouTube
Dude,
clip.
It was down.
It was,
depressing.
you know, AC's usually like pumped up and stuff like. It was not that. It was not that. So I don't know what's going on for sure. Me and Cooksey talked about this in the last show. I don't think that arm's healed the way it's supposed to be. From what I've heard, rumor mills around is it's still going numb, but it's at different times now. Now the crazy thing is, and they talked about this on that Pulp interview, he basically rode last year those 2 rounds with one arm and was fucking leading, which is wild to think about. That you are. I mean, you can say whatever you want because you're an AC hater, so you can say whatever you want. But it's wild to think that dude with one arm can beat all these guys still. So then it's like, okay, and I know it's not, and we don't really know if he did have 2 arms, like, how good is he? You know, like, is he Jet Lawrence status and running away from these guys then? Like, he's got it figured. I don't know. There's huge question marks here. He only raced 2 rounds last year before he blew his knee out. He's now blown his knee out. That's fixed. The arm was supposedly fixed. I'm hearing it's not fixed. We're not really sure. I don't know. The interview didn't sound positive,
The
though.
interview was, he was just
It's like his
spilling
dog
himself
died.
out. He was just like, I know who I am, and I know who I can be, and I'm just accepted who I am, and like all this kind of shit. And I just like, he's usually, he had a vlog, he had all this stuff. He's usually out there for his fans and stuff.
I told
It's
his mechanic this summer he need to bring the vlog back. We have not seen a vlog.
It's been quiet, man.
Very
And
quiet.
That's
And I'm bowing out by round 6.
I'm not.
And then
Gonna,
you'll never see AC again.
no.
Oh,
no,
yeah,
AC
you will.
will be in the sport.
you will.
No.
He'll be
I
an
mean
announcer.
racing. I mean
Oh,
racing.
okay.
I don't
No,
know.
he's
man.
he's either gonna go into a role where he's gonna go into TV because we've all talked about how charismatic he is, how good he is.
Yeah.
Although I think might be a little hard for him the first couple times, being that he knows he's never going to race again. Or he'll be in the industry, whether it's working with riders, whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll do the Josh Hill route where he's kind of like, hey, working with athletes or whatever.
It's another huge miss if he's not part of the TV.
But
deal.
he'll bow out round 6, and I think that'll be the last time you see AC race ever again.
It's a bummer, man, because this sport needs that kid.
Mm-hmm.
All the hype that he had growing up.
just the attitude and the way he is with the media and stuff. Yeah. And I mean, it's really just one of those things of like, man, what could have been after looking at his first few Supercrosses, what he's done since then, speed wise, like all this crap. It's like, dude, if we could have just got you as someone who didn't make you brittle from the start, it would have been so much better. So. Yeah. I don't know, man. We'll see. Like I said, I have huge question marks. I'm not going to say he's going to bow out by round 6. I give him mad props because if my arm is going as a local vet racer, if my arm is going numb 10 minutes into riding, I'm probably not riding. Even as just a local, even going out where I'm like, okay, at 10 minutes I can get off the track as soon as I can't feel my arm. Because I can't imagine. I mean, as a guy who gets arm pump and can still feel the bars, but like my arms don't work the way they should after a while. It's like I can't even imagine my arm going numb and I can't feel the bar. Like, I don't know. And then it's wild, like I said, when you think about it too, and it's like he's going out leading laps and essentially riding with one arm. Like, I don't know. It's a wild thing.
And maybe what he needs is to do a complete reset. Maybe
that's been what this is, man.
Try to get that thing fixed, maybe.
He did the ayahuasca trip. He went and got that.
But still, like,
he got that nerve thing done. Nerves are just finicky. Like you can get it fixed, but you never know if it's actually fixed until you go to do it. And apparently, it was supposed to be fixed. They went and did it, and it's not. So from what I heard, I mean, we don't know. We're not riding the bike. We're not him. We're not in that camp. But from what I'm hearing from people who would probably know, it's not good.
Yeah, that sucks, man. 'Cause
yeah.
This sport, it better, love him or hate him, it's better with him in it.
Yeah.
So.
One more question for you guys here before we move on from Kawasaki. Is there a third bike on the track during Supercross?
Outdoors there will be.
Well, we know that.
No. Forkner.
Who's the third one out?
Forkner. Forkner's already confirmed for 450 outdoors.
That's confirmed.
Yep, it's confirmed. 450 outdoors. Wow, that's if he's healthy.
Yeah. If he makes it through Supercross.
Well, it's because of the deal that Kawasaki promised him all those years ago.
Side note, though, Forkner's with a new trainer and stuff like that. So
who's he with now?
Well, wait a minute. I didn't even know he was with somebody.
He mentioned it in one of his vlogs. He's with a new
The All
guy.
Fun vlogs? God, I love those.
You really?
Bad.
Yeah, I do. I do like them.
I've only watched like
So,
one, so.
Side note here, since we're talking about Forkner, he was mentioning something about a Dunlop like 7 some fucking tire that I've never even heard of. So he was
Maybe it's a 756 comeback.
he was talking about like this custom compound basically, and like talking about it, and I'm like, what the fuck? I can't get my hands on that. So it was kind of interesting. And plus, I know Justin from Sleeping with Sirens, and he went to a Sleeping with Sirens concert, and Justin was in it and all that kind of stuff. But,
Cool.
No, he's got a new trainer and whatnot, and he's working with 2 guys that we'll talk about later.
Okay.
Yeah, but he will be on it for outdoors if he's obviously healthy.
But no chance there's a third bike for indoors.
Honestly, it's really stupid to me.
I think so too.
Well, I think that it should be Brock Tickle, but I think that Brock has also said
Brock's not racing anymore.
that's the point.
No,
If it's
I
going to
think
be, well, then there's going to be nobody. It's going to just be Anderson.
I think there's a number 17 waiting in the ship.
We'll talk about him in a little bit.
God, that'd be great.
Those were
I think he should have been on the team to begin with.
Probably.